Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, that's my line. Welcome back, Onra. Nice build. I know, we've got a pretty nice build ahead of us tonight. Ant-Man, welcome back to the Build Show. Both of you. One's on Twitch and one's over on YouTube. It's kind of weird because, or kind of sucks because my stream time ended up being a little bit later today, and it's, I wanted to be done streaming by now because the Lions are playing in like 3 minutes. They're playing the Washington Commanders playoff game today. So, super big game for the Detroit Lions, which is my hometown, my home team, my hometown team. So we're rooting for those Lions. Hopefully we hear a lot of touchdown Detroit Lions. Right? Let's go Lions! Yes, Mason Baker, yes! I'm going to have the game kind of playing way over there. So I'm going to be maybe peeking a little bit. But we're going to be building while we listen to the greatness. I have full confidence in the Detroit Lions. So you got a haircut? Yes. I know, your comment made me go get a haircut. I was like, maybe it's time to go get a haircut. So the hair is a little bit shorter. It's not done up or anything, but it's shorter. Still wearing the hat. You're in Lansing. Nice, man. Mason. Joe, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show. Come on in. Coral Reef, hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show. We are streaming tonight. We're building tonight. What else? I don't know, that's pretty much it. We got to Micro Center, we got all the bunch of projects done for projects that came in yesterday. So just waiting on some customers to pick up some stuff now. And yeah, we've got PCs to build, so let's get started on that. Oh, and the Detroit Lions are playing. Did I mention that? I was hoping to actually stream earlier in the day and make it so that I could watch the game, but it's all right. The stream must go on, and the builds must get done. So, here we go. Let's start with Carlie. This build is for you. I don't know if Carlie's here in the stream or made it to the stream, but we are going to start your build now. I did give her a heads up earlier today that we were going to start with her build, or do her build on the stream at least. All right, so the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D is what we're going to be building with today. That is our CPU. It's a fantastic selection for the gaming CPU for this build. We would have had an MSI Mag B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi Gaming X, but those were out of stock. So we did end up, I'm using one of my Gigabyte B650s, which is why it has a tough, if anybody caught that, has an Asus tough plate over the pins, because I use this to, it's a brand new board. The only thing I used it to do was test a CPU that came back from AMD. So I was going to use this board for my test bench, but it's a brand new board, and I'm just going to use it for this build because we didn't have any other B650s available at the time that matched the Tomahawk Wi-Fi Gaming X. So the Gaming X AX V2 by Gigabyte is the board that we're going to be using, which is the same board pretty much as the Tomahawk. So just for awareness, that did change. Thermalright Frozen Note 360mm AIO is what we're going to be using to cool the CPU. We do also have the Thermalright contact frame for the AIM-5 socket. The RAM is 64 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 megahertz at CL30. So this is some super fast, aggressive Trident Z5 Neo addressable RGB RAM by G-Skill. The video card that we're going to be dropping into this is the RTX 4070 Super 12 gig by MSI, and then we also have a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe. This is the TN470 by Inland, which is the same speed as the UD90, which was originally on the build, which are all out of stock at the moment. That is me, by the way. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure, Coral Reef. We have an 850 watt power supply that we're going to be using to power the system, as well as some great power supply cables here for the power supply cables. We'll be putting that all into what was supposed to be, once again, the Montec Air 903 Max, but the Montec Air 903 Max, if you guys haven't noticed, lately has been out of stock, and so we are going to upgrade that to the Fantex G400A. So this will be the first time that I built in the case, but it's very similar to the G500A, which I've done several builds in the past. Building during the Lions game, what a madman, I know. I feel like a madman, but we have to get these builds done, so I wanted to get the stream done before the Lions, but unfortunately the day kind of just led to this, and here we are building during the Lions game. So the original plan was to build before and get it all done before the Lions game. But barbecue, baby, I know. The barbecue was good. Filled my stomach. So I am, you know, ready to build. No chicken dinners needed because I had barbecue. All right, guys, let's get building. We'll see how fast we can get through this. Maybe we'll finish before Bad Brad's. No, it was a place in Oxford. I'm gonna draw a blank on this one. Of course. It was K Block's Fire Pit Barbecue. It's a place over in Oxford, just down the street from us. It's really good. Can't remember names anymore. I have to go look. What did I order? Oh yeah, I can never remember its name either. It's such a... They should think about that when you go to make a name. You know, it's got to be something catchy. Especially for food, because you got to remember it. The only time I ever remember it is when I'm like scrolling through food near me, and then there's the barbecue. I'm like, oh yeah, those guys are really good. It sounds really good right now. What hair pomade do you use? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about my hair? It's just hair. I mean, it's turning gray. I'm totally cool with the changes. I can barely see my PC because of how my desk is set up. So the case looks definitely don't matter to me. Well, it's very similar to the same look. So you probably wouldn't have noticed the difference unless you're an enthusiast like some of these guys in the chat or me. I'd be like, hey, that's not the right case. But it's all the same features, so it's gonna look pretty much the same. If anything, the G500A is a more expensive case. So it's compared to the Montec, which is I think a $70 or $80 case. The G500 or G400A comes out to be like a $120 case. So it is a little bit more expensive, but it's sometimes that's the way things go when inventory is short, and inventory's been short since about December or the end of December with everything. So it's just the game we have to play right now. Mix and match and have supplement parts available to select. So okay, let's go ahead and get this build started, and we will see what the results are for Carlie. And I'm also drinking a Coke today, so this is not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but definitely helps me get through the day. Okay, here we go. One second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, and we're back. For real this time. Let's get started. Oh yeah, I can never remember its name. Yep, I already read that one. Hey Carlie, what games are you planning to play? I'm totally cool. Yep, we already read all those. Okay. Yeah, what games are you planning on playing, Carlie? Here's our Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. That's going to be going into that socket. And then we're going to replace the stock frame. Oops. Let me just drop it there. The stock frame with the AM5 or the Thermalright AM5 contact frame. We're going to remove the frame and add the new one. Was going to bring my rig in, but I bit the bullet and I just replaced the CPU and motherboard, and thank God everything works amazing now. Just wanted to thank you for your help last week. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I'm glad you got that sorted out. Did I recommend that? Out of curiosity. And then dad bods and drop shots. Anyone try the Hyperlight Breaker this week? I streamed it on Tuesday night. It's promising for early access. Definitely something I'll enjoy. I haven't actually tried it. Sounds interesting. I don't get a lot of times to try things like that. Yeah, you and your buddy helped me troubleshoot while you did a build last week. Okay. No, I remember that. I just didn't remember the details around it. I remember that we were talking about it. Unfortunately, I talked to so many people about PCs and builds and things and problems. I can hardly remember yesterday's problems that I talked about. Well, as long as we got it straightened out, I'm happy to hear that. Maybe not your buddy, but someone in the stream. Yeah, it was probably Nerd or somebody like that that probably was helping. A couple of really cool guys in here. Trying to get the SSD out of its package. Holy smokes. Finally. Alright, here's our 2 terabyte NVMe SSD going in. Hey, what's up, chat nerds? Welcome back to the Build Show. Oh yeah, my PCIe was stuck in, oh yeah, X2 3.0. Yeah, now I remember. Definitely sounded like a CPU or a motherboard problem. Speaking of the devil, I think that was chat nerds that was helping you out. What did I miss? Nothing, you missed nothing. It was so much boost, I think, that you and I were helping out. Lines 3 and out, not a good start. Oh boy, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. 3 and out. That puts me on that live. Who's on the ground hurting right now that's in a blue shirt? That's not good. Blue jersey on the ground. All right, next up is our 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL30 by G.Skill, which is the Trident Z5 Neo RGB that we're going to be installing. We're going to be putting these in slots A2 and B2. Now that we have the SSD, which is the 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe installed, and the 7800X3D installed, along with its contact frame, all we have left to do is get the motherboard, the RAM on the motherboard. The next step. And then we are good to move on to getting the case out. There we go. Moving on. We're going to move this over. We're going to zoom out. And then we are going to get that case out. Like I said, this thing's very much, very, very close to the Montec Nano 3 Max. This is the G400A by Fantex. Very similar. It also includes three 140 millimeters on the front and the 140 millimeter, which is actually RGB, on the rear. So that's cool. The case also supports the motherboard that has all the inputs on the back of the board. So all the cutouts in the case, that's why you see a bunch of extra ones. So all the cables and everything can be plugged on the back side of the motherboard. But this motherboard that we have does not do that. And I've actually not built into anything like that yet today. So this would be a great option, I guess is what I'm saying. The case would be a great option for that design if you ever wanted to use it. It does have that support. Yeah, he got it fixed. He installed an i5-12600F and a Z690A for now, but it was a massive difference. Pretty sure it was a mess. It was messed up for a while. I'm not used to smooth gaming, lol. Would you buy a hundred hard drive from the dark web? I would not. No. I have bought several things from the dark web, so maybe. Oh boy, chat nerd. Yeah, thank you for all your help. Much appreciated. You're welcome, guys, and I'm glad Chat Nerds was able to help. Really, chat? Yeah, really. I wouldn't. You just browse conspiracy theories there? BTF case. Yes. Lions gonna smoke Washington, boy. Yeah. Booger Shoe. I'm kind of semi-watching them. Oh no, damn. Fantex doesn't cheap out with zip ties. Yeah, I know. It comes with a pile of them. They're like, Dad, just give them 100. Yeah, I have done one BTF build and kind of weird, but not running wires on the front. Yeah, the BTF build. Yeah. They are. It is weird. I've not done one yet, but I haven't, found somebody that wants it. It's nobody specifically said, hey, I want the one that has no cables on the front. I mean, in the end, your graphics card is going to still have cables on the front. So it's not going to hide every single cable. But this case is a very good option for that if you wanted to do it. Okay. We got all the screws installed. We can go ahead and start getting some of these front panel connectors plugged in, which USB-C, USB 3. All that goes down there. Easy enough. Would have liked to see a little bit more length on these cables. Don't like how short that is because I can't get it to the bottom here, but that's okay. We could fix that. We have extensions floating around here somewhere. Hey, what's up? I got swords. What's going on, man? It's been a while since I've seen you here. Most of those are short. Yeah, I know. Come on, guys. We are 13 people here, and Ben only has 3 likes. Welcome back to the build show, sir. Sorry, I didn't see you come in there from the grease. Welcome back, sir. It's okay. I'm not here for the likes. I know, I'm sorry. No, it's alright, man. I get it. You know, we're all busy. All busy doing our own stuff and things. No need to apologize to me. I know how that goes. Excuse me. Alright, let's flip this back around and get all this stuff plugged in. No! There goes the front panel connector. There we are. Got all of our front panel connections in. Now we can, you know what I'm going to do is probably grab the EPS cables out of the power supply and get those plugged in before we try to mount this AIO. I think that would be a smart way to do it. So we're going to go ahead and get our power supply cables out. Run these EPS cables. How have you been? I've been doing pretty good, man. Got really busy during the holiday. Then it's kind of stayed busy since then. They added a mod service to the Twitch app, lol. I'm having fun looking at all the tools. Oh, nice. Cold outside. I know it's cold outside here. It's supposed to be like 0 degrees today. I think at some point tonight it's supposed to be 0. It's already starting to cool down over here. Seeing the news, minus 23. Oh, jeez. Bummer. Yes, very cold here. Yep. Yeah, our temps keep changing over here too. So. Yeah, it was. The last couple days were kind of like a gift. Like, here you go, have some sun. Now they're taking it away again. I wasn't ready for the sun to go away again. For it to get cold again. You know, it was 5 o'clock today, guys, and the sun was still up. I was in shock. Like, it's still daylight outside. Yeah, does somebody want to drop him the Discord link? If not, I can go grab it. Here, let me just go grab it. There's the Discord link if you wanted to join. So much boost. And same with you, I Got Swords. I don't know if you've joined the Discord yet or not. The Lions are 7-0. I've got it running on my smartphone over here. What happened? Was that our defense or offense? Something tells me it was the defense. Or no, we would have had possession of the ball then. So that was definitely offense. So, did we run it in or did we pass? Awesome, thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Somebody give me play-by-play. Playlist. No, I don't know why. I don't care about the playlist. Let's get the play-by-play. The playlist is from Epidemic Sound. I can always somehow get that. I think there's a way to get that link to Twitch for that command. You. CIE. Oh wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? We have sleeved cables for this. Ben's distracted. Darn Lions. We have cables for this. I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh. You stupid. Carlie, do you want the like transparent gray cable combs or do you want the black ones that came with either or? Let me know which ones you want. You've got the black and gray color on the cables. Then you are so tired. It's not that I'm tired. I'm definitely distracted. Busy watching, man. Looked up and they had scored. Yes, same. Damn it. We'll just go with the black ones. Gray, I think. Oh, okay. You want the transparent looking ones? Here, let me see if I can get a good color reference between the two. They're not really gray, they're like transparent. Kind of colored. I shouldn't have said gray. So this is the black. Not sure if you can see it. And then this is the transparent. It's really hard to see the difference, I guess. But this one's actually transparent versus a solid black. It kind of looks gray, but it's kind of not. It's kind of like got like a gold tint to it, I guess, but maybe that's because of me holding it. So you want the transparent, okay. The partially transparent. Problem. Let's go with that. Pile these back in here. Not going to be using those. EPS cables. PCIe, PCIe. EPS. PCIe. Okay. Let's get these done. So I gotta cable comb these real quick. I like those cables. Yeah, these are by Asia Horse. They're cable extensions is what they are. But they just give make it so that it's aesthetically a little bit more pleasing than your standard black cables on the front side of the case. So it just adds some aesthetics to the build. And it goes really well with this motherboard, by the way. These gray and black ones. If you're building with the the B650 Gaming X AX V2 with 5 gigabytes, these particular cables go very well with the color scheme. Actually, this guy. I'll do something like that. Time comes. With the AIO. This. These. No, I know they look a little funny right now, but once we get the cooler in there, it won't look as funny right there. It'll look a lot better. Because the cooler is going to kind of go in here, and these are just going to get wedged like that a little bit. They had to settle for a field goal. Washington. I got points on the board. Okay, field goal's better than a touchdown. Alright, so the big boy here, the 24 pin, we might as well do since we're sitting here. Cable combing. What cable extensions do you use in your personal rig? Probably cable mod, I'm assuming. I got swords now. I'm not that fancy. I don't know that I have any in mind, do I? Actually, I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, I don't have any in mind. I just have straight up power supply cables in mind. I think at some point I did have some, and then I had the power issues. I thought it was a power issue. That was back when I had a 2080 Ti. And it ended up being the 2080 Ti that was the problem, not the power cables. But I pulled the power cables out just to make sure because I was troubleshooting, and I didn't want to believe it was the 2080 Ti that was the problem. So I think that's what happened, but that was a long time ago. Since then, I've just been running plain power supply cables. But the power cables were not the problem, so I could have definitely put them back in there. I just never did. But I have a massive box of extra sleeved cables sitting around here somewhere. So I can literally choose whatever color I want to put in there. It's just They're just there. So much better looking than the standard power supply cables. Hey, what's up? Hello again from here too. What's up, man? How's it going? Welcome back to the Build Show. Pena, I see the specs now written on the right side streaming, and you write the MSI Mag B650. It was supposed to be the MSI B650 Tomahawk originally. Yes, we did talk about that when we went through the parts earlier in the stream, but it is a Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AX V2. Late to the party. You're not that late, man. Come on in. Welcome back to the Build Show. Robert, fix it. I would love to get a white and black. So actually, a while ago, I did a black case with a black motherboard. The rest of the parts in the build, the fans were all white, the AIO was white, the graphics card was white, the RAM was white, so it was like a black and white. And then I did black and white for the cables, and then I did one tube, or no, it was like a zebra striped kind of looking tubing for the AIO tubes. It looked absolutely, I don't know why more people don't like try to mix the black and white. There's people that go all black, and then people that go all white, and then there's some people that do kind of like a black and white mix, but it looked really, really, really cool. Yeah, it should look pretty clean now. Well, we have a company over, but I wanted to stop it and say, hey, because I haven't been able to been around it lately. Yeah, no worries, Scotty. We'll see you. We'll see you around. I'm here, you know, almost every single day streaming now. So come on in. You know, grab a drink and chat or whatever you want to do. Yeah, you know I'm around here, so go do what you got to do. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out, though. I appreciate you. All right, so we've got that installed. Now it's time to get the AIO out. We won't have to deal with trying to get these EPS cables. Okay, now the build is kind of in the way. These EPS cables right here, once we get the radiator in, it would be very difficult to get my hands in there to route those cables. So we try to get those done before we put the radiator in. Which is this guy. By Thermalright. It's a Frozen Note 360 black addressable RGB. Yeah. This bug is still kicking my butt. Yes, they would be. Fractal is always a great brand. We just did a build in the torrent. That was our last build stream. Super fancy case. Not really meant for AIO, so. Yeah, we're gonna have to undo all these twist ties here. And then we can get ready or get mounting this thing. I have noticed, yeah. Hell yeah, that's my favorite. I have a black case with white Z53 and RAM. Just need a white GPU. I have a 3070 FE, but it looks clean still. Yeah, definitely the 3070 Founders Edition is clean. Very clean card. You could actually take it out, take it apart, and paint it if you really wanted to. Not required though. You do lose a little bit of value if you paint it. But I've done that before. I've spray painted some shrouds on GPUs. Done it before. It's pretty easy to do. I think the most important thing is to sand it so that it's a little rough, so that the paint has something to stick to, and then layer it. And, you know, nothing super crazy, really thin layers. You don't want thick layers on it. Any. Would that be in white would be nasty? Yeah, it would. Those things would be so hard to buy if NVIDIA did a white one. Better Strategy, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. The question I have for you, Empower, is how many computers has my man put together? Well, this year alone, we've done, this is build number 10 for 2025. Last year, we did 196 for 2024, and then 2023, we did 733 builds. And then prior to that, I'd have to honestly open up QuickBooks to confirm because I didn't start tracking it on the streams until 2023. OP. Yeah, overpowered. Yeah, I feel, you know, it was a little light last year compared to 2023, but it's all good. Starts to come back around eventually, you know? So here we are, building another PC. This one's for Carlie. That's pretty legit, I know. Starts to add up. It definitely starts to add up. Start to feel it too. You're about my age. Start feeling it. Alright, so this is our pump. This is what we call an inline pump, where the pump is in the lines versus on the block or on the radiator. Makes it damn near impossible for air to get locked up into it. But it's in a peculiar spot, so you have to be able to run this cable to the back. And then back over to the pump header. Okay, that's what we just did. We ran it through the back over here, and then back right here, and we can make it to the header here. The pump header on this board is actually, strangely enough, the actual pump header is way down here at the bottom of the board, and I don't know why Gigabyte decided to do that, as usually your pump is on the top. But so I'm going to use CPU opt as our pump header, CPU OPT. That is going to be used as our pump header. The BIOS will detect that it is a pump, and it will change it for us. So, but you can also manually go in there and set it to a manual speed, and set it full speed. Let's see if I have enough of this tube. If not, I have another tube. So we're going to be using the Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut. This is just a big boy tube. We use tons of it. There we go. What did I put the lid? At a part list level, how much of it is people giving you the builds 100%, or often do you modify builds to make it work out better? So most of the time people come to me and say, this is what I want to do with my PC. What do I need? And then I kind of build it out from there, so they use my expertise to put together a build sheet for them. You know, the recommendations based on what they want to do with the PC. Come to me and say, hey, I want to play 4K gaming. You know, as soon as you say 4K, we're obviously looking at least a 4070 Ti or 7800 XT kind of range in the graphics card, or even a 7900 XT. But and then kind of what else you want to do with the PC. Yeah, I do photo editing and I want to stream. Okay, well, that means we probably want 32 to 64 gigs of RAM, depending on what the budget's going to allow. And then more storage, more storage is better. And then obviously at least like an 8-core CPU for that scenario. So it just all depends on the use of the PC that people are asking me to put together for them. How many builds you doing tonight? I am going to try to do 2 for sure, and if there is enough time, meaning we don't go super crazy late here, we could try to squeeze in a 3rd. But I am going to try to do, I'm definitely doing 2 builds, which is Carlie's and Steve's. And then if there is enough time, we will do Rihanna's build, which we need to get done as well. Everybody's PC has to get done. I got sick last weekend, and that kind of screwed up my schedule big time, unfortunately. I got stuck. Nice. Getting sick sucked. Literally sucked the life out of me. Alright, there we go. Get our AIO installed. I'll have to kind of zip tie these cables in the back. Here, I don't know we're gonna quite do that yet, but we'll do it. Got our AIO installed, so I guess we're ready to drop a graphics card in here. This is a MSI Ventus 3X GeForce RTX 4070 Super. Getting the right part list is important. It is, yeah, definitely. You want to get it right the first time. That's what I'm really good at. Manual pump. Yeah, if you have a manual pump, you'll be there all night. Almost a total build count from 2023 to 2025, 938 PCs. Nice. I never did the math for real. Total, probably 1,500 or so is probably where we're at lifetime. Around probably 1,500 or so. As the years go on, I would anticipate the build count to continue to go up each year. So, you know, that would be a really good idea, Robert. Fix it as some pumps underneath that you have to manually crank. Pump, so you keep your AIO pump going. Hey, Deether, welcome back to the build show, sir. And you as well, Robert Fixit. Welcome back to the build show, if I missed that earlier. Almost. Wait, you've never? Oh yeah, taken apart. Yeah, the Founders Edition. You know, the Founders Edition is a pain in the ass to take apart, so if you can avoid taking the Founders Edition apart, then do that. Don't do it. It is a pain in the ass. They use these weird frickin' screwdrivers, so you have to have a special head on your screwdriver to actually take it apart. I believe the LTT store screwdriver has a kit for their screwdriver that is specific for that, but don't quote me on that. Ta-da! The MSI Ventus. Alright, we gotta take all the peels off and things. Here we go. I forgot this card is a... Forgot this card is a 16-pin connection. I don't know that I have a cable for that. We're probably gonna have to use the power supply cable. Unless I have one here. Let me check. Yep. Looks like we're going to be using the 16-pin. From the power supplies. Good evening. All right. Well, let's put this power supply in. How are the Lions doing? Looks like they're on commercial right now. Oh boy. Lions aren't looking so great. Okay, we'll get through this. Yeah, it's a close game right now. Yeah. Washington just ran it. Yeah, it looks like close. Line's got it right now. Let's see what they do. What do they got left? 5.5 on the clock. Oh boy. Yeah, it was a pickoff. Alright guys. Good news is, we're almost done with this one. Cable management looks nice and clean. I don't zip tie there, but all right, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this one fired up and see what it looks like for the very first time. Got to clean up some of this hardware real quick. All right, let's go ahead and get a side view here, and we can Carlie tell us when she wants us to push this power button. Oops. View. All right, Carlie, are you here? Let us know when you're ready to push that power button. You don't get a response from her in like a minute. We'll assume she went AFK. Haven't seen her in a little bit in the chat. Maybe she fell asleep on us. We need a mod. Ready? Scotty was the last mod over there on Twitch. And some giant idiot is a mod as well, so we'll see if he comes back in. All right, here we go. Carlie, let's go. Some giant idiot. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you, sir. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Push it. We have power. We have lights on the RAM. I think I have to adjust the camera really quick here. We're waiting for it to post. It says it's stuck on DRAM. We'll see if it gets past that. I couldn't fall asleep early as 9 if I tried. Yeah, I hear you. We're still stuck on RAM, which is interesting. Interesting. Throw another kit in here. It's a brand new kit, so would be kind of surprised if the RAM was the fault. But I wouldn't be surprised because I've ran into a lot of G-Skill RAM that's bad. So. DDR5 is just super sensitive. I'm going to test with a known good kit that I have here real quick. This is some Flare X stuff. Nothing super fabulous about it. Just to confirm. See if we have another problem on hand. Pump's running. Now with this kit, we don't even get a light. Fans are running. Oh, there we go. It definitely changed something. Oh, we get a post immediately. Interesting. Where's our RGB lights out? Why don't we have any RGB? Is it... RGB's all plugged in. We got 0 RGB. This is a very interesting experience so far. Hey, Solma. Or Solama. What? How do you pronounce that? Thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. Sol? I'm gonna call you Sol. Well, we're in the BIOS. Everything else seems to be working fine except for no RGB, which is... it could just be from the last time I had the board running. I may have shut it off. LEDs and system power on state on. I don't know if you can control any of this from the BIOS. All the voltages look correct, so I don't know. It'll be interesting. So I'll have to get into Windows and test that out, but I'm going to put this RAM back in and see if maybe it just wasn't seated right or something. Since we've factory reset the BIOS since I was in there last. I did use this board to test a 7950X 3D, so that probably screwed with it. Post it again, so I'm I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off and swap this RAM real quick. Swap it back. Wondering if something got unplugged in the back. At least one of the RGBs should be working. Darkest PC in the US. No, it's not extra long RAM training. I think there's something. I mean, it is a 64 gig kit, so yeah, it is a little long. But maybe that's. We'll let it go and let it. It actually just posted with this kit now. I don't know what the deal was there, but I don't know why the RGB isn't on. Yeah, it could be that the last time I had it on, I shut off the RGB or something stupid from the software side, and the motherboard has got all the headers shut off right now. But interesting. DDR5 is so finicky. This is the same kit that just. It probably was the memory training. It just going to take a while, most likely. I think you're right about that. But, you know, I suspect it's sus. So we're going to probably test the absolute living crap out of this one before I say anything about certifying it. So we'll see how it goes. I'll do some extra memory tests just to be sure. You know, you never know. Sometimes you run into lemons. But weird how quickly it posted after I threw that other kit in there and swapped it back over. Yeah, all 64 gigs are there. Like nothing's happened. Maybe we do a quick BIOS update. Pretty sure I have the latest, because I build with these boards all the time. Just do a quick BIOS update, shall we? See if we aggravate it. Gigabyte B650 Gaming AX V2. Fever went down, but my bones hurt. Oh, nice. Yeah, the bones are gonna hurt after that. Man, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear you're still feeling crummy. Hey, Tat, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, Coral Reef, or Carlie. It's going to light up. So all the fans in here are RGB, so it will light up. So don't worry about that. It's just a matter of figuring out why they're not lighting up at this point. They should be. I think is something going wrong with this PC. Yeah, it's doing what it's not supposed to do, but we're troubleshooting through it, so it's part of the PC building experience, especially with DDR5. Oh, didn't know you were sick. Sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, I know. I didn't hear it. I knew he was sick, I think a couple days ago. He's been sick for a couple days now. Oh yeah, I'm not worried at all. Yeah, we'll have it 100% before you pick it up. And I'm going to probably test the ever-living crap out of this RAM to make sure it's good. I mean, the BIOS update's going through just fine, so usually if there's a problem with something, the BIOS won't update. So, not used to see you streaming this early. Ben was napping. Been streaming since 8 o'clock. We've been going since 8. I'm doing the BIOS update not for the CPU. I just wanted to see if it would change the behavior or see if we can aggravate it. Usually if it's if we've got weird problems like this with the RAM, it doesn't like to do the BIOS updates. So I was just curious if it was going to do it or not. And I had the BIOS file already on a flash drive, so may as well just do it. .42 a.m. there. Oh man, getting late. 8:41 over here. Yeah, or 8:41 p.m. Blah, over here. Nice. Well, all we can do is install Windows next and see if we can get these RGB lights to power up with the Gigabyte Control Center. So I have a feeling they're just shut off from the last time I had them on the test bench. So that would probably solve that. And if there is another problem with it, then I'll keep you updated. But after this BIOS update, we're going to pull the PC from the bench. Sorry, we don't have the lights lit up for you to see. Kind of suspect something else is going on with the board, but which would suck, because that means it's another trip to Micro Center. Go grab another one. And I was just there today. The Lions win. They're still playing. Right now it's 31-21, and it's Washington Commanders 31. Bad CPU? No, it's not a bad CPU. I think it's still updating the BIOS right now. I'm just saying for like, if the RGB doesn't work or something. The only other thing I could do is put another controller in there, but because all the RGB is controlled from the motherboard right now. Yeah, we're almost done with the BIOS update. They're not difficult. I had an old version of BIOS on here intentionally testing the CPU, so the BIOS version we had was from January 2024, a year ago. It was going to be updated anyway. Which CPU did we install? We did the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D in this one. Alright, so now it's rebooting after the BIOS update. So let's see what it does. Posted just fine. Does anybody know in Gigabyte if there's a way to like disable the RGB in the BIOS? I appreciate being able to see the build you put it together. I've just been using the stream as a learning opportunity. Nice. Well, we've got it posting pretty stable. We just got to get Windows installed and all that. So that'll be next on the list, but we're going to go on to the next build here. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Should have reset it. So, we might have RGB problems on the board and I never noticed. I don't know. We'll play around with it. We'll figure it out. And if it is the board, I'll replace it. All right, build number 2. The guys at Micro Center do not think I'm rich. They know I'm broke. May as well. We woke up Tuna from his nap for it. Second build today. Yes, we're going to be doing the second build today. This one's going to be for Steve, so let's get the names updated and all that. So we're going to be building build number 11. And this one is for Steve. And these are not the right specs. I'm not going to put them up on the screen this time around because I got to go find them. It's going to take a minute to do that, but we'll just run through the specs here and we'll get started. Yeah, if it's faulty, it would be faulty from factory, but I mean, I've opened it, I put it on the test bench, and I used it to test a 7950X 3D that came back from AMD just to verify it was working. That's all I did with it. And then put it back in the box. Or put it on this build. So, should have been fine. Alright, so here we go. This build, and you know, if it is a bad motherboard, we're just gonna go get another one, and I'll swap it out. It's not that big of a deal, but if the headers for some reason aren't working for the RGB, we'll figure it out. Because any build that comes out of here fully working. So we don't let little things like that go. Alright, so here we go. Steve, this build is for you. We're going to be doing a Zen 4 build. This is the View Infinity. If you're familiar with with any of our builds on the website, the View Infinity is available on the website. So if you wanted to check out your own View Infinity, you can there. So, CPU we're going to be building with is a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, which has got the 8 cores, 16 threads, and the 5.0 gigahertz max boost CPU. The contact frame, which should be floating around here somewhere. Did I forget one for this? Hold on. It says AM5 stock, but let me see if I have one. I do. Alright, so contact frame is V5, or the V2 AM5, V5 AM5, V2 V2 AM5 by Thermalright. And really that's just gonna help keep the thermal paste out of the crevices of the CPU. It's really all they're good for AM5, honestly, in my opinion. Now build number 11. Yes, we're already on build number 11 this year. The Liquid AIO cooler, 360 millimeter, which is the Frozen Infinity by Thermalright. It's a 360 millimeter AIO radiator with 3 120 millimeter fans on it. Super good looking cooler, as well as super cool at cooling. We were supposed to have a Gigabyte B650 Aurorus Elite AX in here, but instead we had to settle for the B650E Wi-Fi. This was simply because of a Micro Center bundle deal that we had to work with, so for the pricing, and they changed out the board. So originally that would have been the other one, the AX board, but so it's the same board, different manufacturer. And then of course when we were purchasing RTX 4070 Supers for this order, this is one of the few that were available, so that's why we went with MSI. Typically, I would like to match up ASUS motherboard with an ASUS graphics card, or a Gigabyte motherboard with a Gigabyte graphics card, but because of limitations of availability, we are limited to what we get right now. This is going to be a standard orientation, no vertical or anything like that. We have 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL36, I believe is what we have here for our kit. Yeah, this is 36, and then we have a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is the MP44 Q SSD, or MP44Q. The Q is about the same speed anyway. I don't know what the Q stands for, why they sent me that one. But we have that with a 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply, all going in a Thermaltake View 270 ATX mid tower. We are going to be removing the 3 fans that are included with the tower and replacing those with the Thermalright Infinity fans, which are going to match the cooler, and then we are going to add 3 more at the bottom of the case as well. So super good looking case with a super cool looking addressable RGB theme, being this similar design across the entire build. It's going to look super good. It's going to perform super nice, and we've also got some cables for cable kits. We actually have the extension for this card. If that other build's going to be here for an extended time, I might just order that cable to match it up for Carlie as well, because I think it was supposed to be there anyway, and I don't know why it's not. So here we go. let's go ahead and get started with build number 2 for Steve. Yes. I'm super excited to see those as well. I'm sorry we couldn't see yours. I'll figure that out, and when I do get it figured out, I'll send you a picture so you can see it. Might be late tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. It's always something stupid. My alarm woke me up from my nap. Nice. Hey, Tuna, thanks for that gifted sub. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate you. You gifted it to some giant idiot. That was very nice of you. 2 gifted subs. All right, motherboard is. Wait a second. We do have some brackets to put on here. Some mounting stuff. Okay, now we can get the case out. Ouch. Imagine being a mod and not. Well, that's what he. He's fine. Disrespect. Honestly, seeing it without RGB is still cool. I've had to replace 3 case fans on my current PC and didn't bother with the RGB on them. So the new PC is already looking more cohesive. Nice. How come you don't sit down while you're building PCs? Just because I like being able to move. It's kind of a maneuver thing. I have more mobility. If I was sitting down, I'd be getting up, getting things every 5 seconds. Where I'm already standing, I could just go get it when I need it. So. All right, so here is the View 270 by Thermaltake. We're going to actually remove these 3 fans because we want all the same fans throughout the View 270 with the View Infinity by design. We want all the same designs. So we're going to pull these fans out that come with the case and replace them with the View Infinity fans by Thermalrights. Let's go ahead and just tackle that right now. May as well. No, my daughter watches Squid Games, though. I don't watch them. Never got into it. I'm sure my daughter will force me to watch an episode at some point. Yes. Alright, there we go. We got our 3 fans swapped out, which we had to do to get all those similar fans installed. Right? Hopefully probably get up the back cable eventually. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's all going to be on the backside anyway. Anyway. Alright. We are ready to drop a motherboard in here. Let's go. Definitely going to want to get our EPS cables in here, though. Before we do our AIO. That is for damn sure. That is a tight fit up there. Got our case hardware out, so now we can install our motherboard. That motherboard looks so awesome. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking board. I agree with that. Asus Tough B650E gaming Wi-Fi. Most of them look pretty cool nowadays. I mean, it's pretty hard to find one that doesn't unless you go with the like the A620 or something like that, or one of the really low-end B650s. Alright, we can get some cables plugged in here, and then we'll get our EPS cables in. Damn it. Pretty sure there is a hub or a PWM fan connection down there. There we go. Now we just need some EPS cables in here, which we have, again, more sleeved extensions to play with. Hooray. I say that because anybody that's been here long enough knows that I love dealing with cable combs. The sarcasm. Heavy sarcasm. And honestly, I'm not even going to cable comb these top ones because they're going to be buried by this KIO. To be honest, they're just going to get buried by it. There will be no point in doing it. Honestly, would prefer the cable flexibility without the cut. Out. But we will cable comb the 24 pin, for sure. What NVMe are we using? This is a 2TB M.2 NVMe by Team Group, which is the MP44. That is what we're using in here. That motherboard is dope. So it's I think it's like 7,300 megabits read and 6,800 on the write. And it's a TLC cache drive. It's super snappy, super quick. Come on, Lions. Stop these commanders. Giving them too much. Kind of watching the Lions game on top of all this. It was my dumbass fault for getting to the point where I had to stream during the Lions game. I really want to see the Lions win today. That's really all I care about. I don't care about watching the game. I mean, I care. I would prefer to watch it, but not like that crazy. Love to see them win tonight. Ah, crap, another injury. There we go. 24 pin in. And looking nice and sleek. All right, so next up, let's drop an AIO in there, huh? They're gonna pull it together? I don't know, man. Hey, fellowship! Welcome to the Build Show, Toxic Male Gamer. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome back to the Build Show, both of you. That's a TUF B650, isn't it? Yes, it's an Asus TUF B650E gaming Wi-Fi. It is. Indeed. Had to double check that I gave you the right model. And I did. So, alright. So now that we've got the EPS cables in, and all the other cables kind of at the top all completed and ready to go, we can definitely go ahead and tackle this AIO. Get this installed. Damn, this thing's going to look so badass when it's in there. With all the fans. Matching fans. You guys should definitely check this one out when it's done. View Infinity is, with these thermal ray fans are really cool looking. Kind of looks like a premium thermal, I'm sorry, a premium Lian Li build, but it's not. Fraction of the cost. Yeah, boy! How many injuries can they have in one season, man? I don't know. Looked like somebody was hurt, though. I looked over. I don't have the game volume on, so I can't tell you whether or not what happened, or, you know, the details. I just have it playing, so I could just keep an eye on the score. Gonna get all these peels off. Alright, so I'm plugging the fans and the RGB in now. I don't have to deal with that later. And I'm actually going to get the pump and the RGB on the pump plugged in as well, because holy smokes, it's going to be tight up there once we get this radiator installed. Start kind of fishing the cables through as we pick it up. Okay, we got the cables fished, and we are ready to put this in there. And you see what I'm talking about? I'm a huge Vikings fan, but I know the Lions haven't won the big one yet either. I'm rooting for them. Thank you. Really hoping they get a stop here. They got Washington. Washington is knocking on the door right now. Going for the rush. Oh, I think he's in. Very close. But, Onra, did you watch the new video from Jay's 2 Cents about the 5090 build? I saw that he got a 5090 and he did a build. I didn't really watch it yet, to be honest with you. Yeah, they're just gonna pound it in. Damn. Well, it's getting realistic here. The Lions need to get a stop, and then they need to score. Stop and score. Getting rough. All right, there we go. Got our block on the CPU, our AIO installed. Now, we just got to drop some fans here in the bottom, drop a graphics card in, drop some power supply in, and do some cable management on the backside and fire this bad boy up. Is it really a 2-slot build? Well, I know that some of them are like 2.75 or something like that. I saw Gamers Nexus talk about some of the 5090s. So I saw Gamers Nexus video on the 5090s and he's making fun of all the namings and all that. That one's always a funny one to watch, so if you didn't see it, go watch Gamers Nexus. Steve talking about the 5090s or the 50 series 5090 naming schemes that are being released by all the SIs. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to stand this bad boy up to do these bottom fans. We're a little top heavy right now, and I wonder why. We got 3 more of these fans to install. Such a pretty build, but man, the build time on them, it just takes a lot. Long build time. Definitely I have to look into what I can do to cut the build time down a little bit. without increasing the cost. I know I could go with some higher quality fans that are daisy chained or, you know, like magnetic connected. That would reduce a bunch of time because it's just one cable I'm dealing with instead of cable on each of the fans, so it's less cables, which means less time. I already know that, but those are usually more expensive, right? Right, we need Mr. Stubby, which is a little teeny tiny screwdriver. So you can reach inside the case vertically up and down and make these screws screw. If we line them up properly. The price is sure impressive, but yeah, it's wild. They packed that punch in a smaller package. Yeah, I guess we shall see if it was just an AI boost. Yeah, we don't know. I won't know until I see the card actually run, you know, and compare it. Personally, I'm not willing to drop $2,000 on a graphics card yet. Although my 3070 Ti back in the day when it was... Funny story behind that. I bought it for a customer that was going to do a 3070 build, and it was during the time when getting 3070s and 3070 Ti's, 3080s, 3090s were damn near impossible. We ended up buying it for like $2,100 or $2,300 or something like that. And then they backed out of the build. I was like, okay, now I have this 3070. It's overly expensive 3070, well over MSRP. But it was like at the peak. Don't blame them for backing out of the build because it was stupid, and I told them that in the first place, too. Like, you either gotta wait for me to find cards, or I bet at the right price. But if you want it now, you gotta pay for it. Down. Cable. So that's one of the dumber things that's happened. All right, there we go. Got the bottom fans installed. Look at that. Now, we're pretty much ready to drop a graphics card in here. Which we're going to be running the 4070 Super paired with the 7800X 3D. How do I decide the orientation of the fan flow? Well, generally speaking, anything on the side or the front is intake, anything on the bottom is intake. Rear is almost always exhaust, and top is always exhaust. So, it's really by case design. What it typically comes down to is the case design. With the fans, some fans will have arrows on them, but for the most part, I mean, if it doesn't, it's not a reverse blade, which you'll know, the airflow always goes the same direction on a fan. So you'll understand which way the airflow needs to go. Washington just scored again. It's really not looking good. 45-28. It's like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I really thought our defense would be better against a rookie quarterback. Depressing to watch. A GPU that short, does it need a GPU support? Technically, no. And I have one for the build if we need it, but I don't think I'm going to put it in. I don't think it needs it. It's pretty light. So, no. The 2-fan don't really need it that much. It has a back plate on the back of the graphics card, which will help support it. It's when it goes much further than the PCIe slot, that's when it becomes a problem. Yeah, unreal. Yeah. Get this cable management done, and then we can fire this thing up finally. Almost there, boys and ladies. I'm ready. It's looking killer. I'm glad. We're almost there. Almost ready to fire it up, Steve. Hopefully it performs better than our Lions. All right, Steve, are you ready? It is finally the moment. Hello, what's up, Steve? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Hello, I decided to see how a 4070 Ti will pair with Ryzen 5 47 or 4500 clocked to 4.4. How did it do? I assume there had to have been at least a little bit of a bottleneck there at a 4500. Steve, are you here and ready? Getting ready to fire this thing up for you. Now you're excited to get off that PlayStation. Always, yes. Good, 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 good. Always ready. He was born ready. He just didn't know it. The PC was calling his name. All right, here we go. Everybody put your RGB glasses on. You're going to need them for this one. Why do I keep doing that? Hey, let's switch from the top-down view to the top-down view so we can look from top-down to top-down. He ain't ready. Steve, are you ready for this one? You let me know when you're ready for me to push this power button. Just one push away to seeing what it looks like. Powered up. One button away. One button click. Onra says, let's go. I'm waiting for that booger shoe. I think that's Steve, right? Fire it up. Steven Anderson says fired up. Wrong Steve. We're waiting for Booger Shoe 42, who is aka Steve, the person we're building for tonight. Sorry, Steven, for the confusion. Tell me to hit that power button. Do it! All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now that's just badass looking. I gotta say, you know, I built some pretty cool PCs. The RGB on these Infinity fans are pretty dope. Legit. And we've already got a post. At least it didn't do the same thing as last time, which is fire up and give us RGB RAM, but not the rest of the RGB. Wow, pretty sick. Yeah, it's pretty sick looking. We could probably brighten up the camera if you want to see the rest of it. I just wanted it to glow. Glow. Yeah, maybe it's the contrast I need to bring up. That's about as good as we're gonna get the brightness on the build until I screw around with the camera settings. All right, so we got a post. We got new CPU installed warnings. F1 to continue. But I mean, yeah, just the build is just sick looking. You can see the bottom. Same design across the entire build. And this one's cool. Yes, it works and it's cool. So this is what we should have had for you, Carlie. But your RGB is a little bit different than this one. Yours has the full RGB on the fan, so the fan itself is the RGB. This one has the outline, so no RGB on the fans, but around the fan and kind of this infinity mirror design on the RGB, which is really cool. Both are really cool. But this is the experience we should have had for Carlie, and for some reason the RGB did not want to work off the headers of the motherboard, so something we'll have to troubleshoot. Is the glass tinted? No. Maybe a very slight tint. I don't currently have the panel on right now, this panel, but I do have this front panel on, so I can show you what it would look like with the glass here. Dang it. So if we rotate it, you could see the difference with the glass here and without the glass here. There's a slight tint to it. So this right here, this front panel has the glass on versus no glass over here. So cool, I'm freezing. Yeah, you'll need some glasses for this RGB tan. Or if you wear glasses too long around this, you'll have kind of that RGB glasses outline, the tan. Sick. Yeah, it turned out really nice, Brian. Steve, I'm super excited to get this one wrapped up for you, so should have it ready for pickup on Monday. And same with you, Carlie, depending on that motherboard and RGB issue. Pending that, if everything goes okay, we'll have yours as well ready to go on Monday for you, Carlie. So, with that being said, everybody, it's 11:20 p.m. The lions are currently sucking the life out of me, out of my soul. I'm slowly falling apart here. Specs, Steven Anderson, this one is a 7800X 3D on a B650 Asus Tough Gaming B650E Gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. The graphics card is a MSI RTX 4070 Super, and that is the MSI Ventus. And the RAM is 32 gigs, DDR5, 6000 megahertz with CL36 timing, and a 2TB M.2 Gen 4 SSD, which is the MP44 by Team Group, and then the Thermalright Infinity Cooler with the Infinity fans, and then the case is a Thermaltake View 270 with a load of 6 Thermaltake Infinity fans, similar to exactly the same as the ones that are on the came with the cooler. And then we have a Thermaltake 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply, which is PCI 5.0 ready. And then we have cable sleeves in there, or cable extensions, should I say, in there for the cables to add some extra flair. They're all black, including the PCIe cable. So all beautiful, and the result is beautiful. Steve says, have fun to Steve. Awesome, super excited. Looks sick. Yeah, it turned out pretty awesome. So we'll get this one wrapped up here for Monday pickup, and we'll probably we will have another build show since it's already 11:30 here. Don't have time for the third one that I wanted to try to squeeze in, but Monday we will be building Brianna's PC and a PC for George. So we'll have George and we'll have Brianna for sure on Monday. George might get pushed off till Tuesday, and then we can start tackling some of our inventory builds, which is our Titan B580 build. So the B580 build might be as soon as Wednesday, as long as everything goes well. So everybody was super excited here to watch the B580 build and then do some benchmarks on it. So I'm thinking about trying to get the SSD already prepped up and ready to go, so then we could just boot into it and start testing it. All right, Tat, we'll see you later, man. Have a good night. Now I want a Caravel food looking at those lights. Yeah. Carnival food. Yeah, carnival food sounds pretty good right now, actually. But even though it makes you so sick, I hate carnival food because of the aftermath. But yeah, guys, so we'll be back live again on Monday night doing Brianna's build, and Tuesday night George's build, and Wednesday we'll be doing the B580, the Titan. So thank you everybody for I know you can't wait for that one. Looks like we're going to be doing that on Wednesday for sure. So all right, thank you everybody for joining us and hanging out, especially during the Lions game. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And we'll see you on Monday for sure. Have a good night, guys. Go Lions. Hopefully they finish this one off, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Does not look like they're doing. Yeah, it looks like they're done. So sad. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you on Monday.